How it happened was a friend of mine and a member of our parliament, a man called Thomas Pringle, who is an independent. He managed to get speaking time to promote a bill to ban this practice. It was actually a lottery that he came out of, and he would have had a bill ready in the run-up to this. And his proposal was that Ireland stop investing its investment funds in fossil fuels. And we were investing 133 million at the time. Doesn't sound a lot in an economy the size of Italy, but in Ireland's economy, that's quite a lot of money. And he basically put it to our parliament, and it got voted through. Now, one of the reasons why it got voted through is because we have what you could call a rather unstable government at the moment. We do not have a majority. In fact, the government that is in power only has about 60% of what it needs for a majority. So every vote now that takes place in our parliament, it is a little unpredictable. And up until now, when you had a stable coalition, when a proposal came through, usually nothing radical happened. But now, and because of this, this bill went through, and it was supported by the vast majority of the House. So it's very, very good news, and hopefully what we can take out of it is that other people will copy us around the world. But news in the last few days that the European Central Bank was using some of this money from quantitative easing to invest in fossil fuels. You'd have to say that until the EU actually takes this issue seriously, well, what Ireland does will unfortunately be irrelevant. So we have taken the lead. Hopefully people will follow. We would have strong opposition, all right, but the lobbyists generally would go to the government parties and chat to them in a back room, and the decision would be made. But because of the unstable situation we have politically, this didn't happen. So ironically, stability in our country, in Ireland, seems to mean a carte blanche for corruption, and an unstable situation, as they seem to call it, has now created a situation where good things can potentially happen. The big positive out of this is that we now have 133 million euro potentially to invest in new technologies and green ways of creating energy. So not only are we not putting money into that, we now have money available for the new resources, whether that be solar, whether that be offshore wind, or whether that be tidal. But we have ran up against a big problem when it comes to new energies in Ireland, and that is that it is being driven by multinational companies. And because it's been driven by multinational companies, people feel they do not have a stake in it. And there is actually, even though we have voted to get rid of investing in fossil fuels, there is a lot of opposition to, let's say, wind turbines in Ireland. And I believe that the opposition is based on the fact that the people who are going to have to look at them, because remember, Ireland is beautiful, and if you cover it in wind turbines, if you get nothing out of this wind turbine other than multinationals making a profit and you still having to pay the same electricity bill, it won't work. So from Ireland's experience, I would say, yes, it was good we divested, but the second thing that we've got to do is make sure that everyone feels involved and that people feel like they gain from it rather than they lose from it. And at the moment, people are starting to feel like that. So I believe it has to be organised locally. So let's say, for example, in your small town, if you wanted solar power, it should be driven by the local people. They should own it. They should feel the benefit of it. And then there will be no objections.